Man City. We're talking about Man City, yeah.
We're back with Football Show again, and today we're going to be looking at Man City and how they are playing every game under pressure now. They can ill afford a mistake as Arsenal looks to run away with the league. And we need to discuss that is Mustafa. Kule Williams is here. My name is still Afolabi.
Okay, we all know that Man City is having a problem right now because Rodri is not 100%, and because they don't have their defenders, Diaz, Stone, and Guardiola, who provide the spine. But we know that City has been starting off fast. Haaland and Turkey and the wingers are putting in a lot of work and keeping high pressure, but eventually Rodri being weak in midfield and not having enough support leads to them giving up points or weakening in the second half. That turned around a little bit yesterday. Rodri actually played well. He was the best player of the match for the first half, 100% pass completions and everything. But second half, they did have a dip in performance, but they were able to survive. We also know that Kushinov is now injured too now, isn't he? I think
injured. So, yeah.
Yeah. So the point we're making is that Rodri is getting better, and hopefully by March or by April, if he's 100% and they get back their central defenders and all these guys, it'll be a very strong team. But yesterday they struggled against Liverpool, but a moment of brilliance from Haaland and Turkey helped them survive. But the main takeaway from yesterday is that they're improving. Rodri's improved. The midfield is looking good. Now it's just the defense. But as usual, it's not enough for Rodri. In the second half of the game, his performance dropped. And that's usually where it looks like City is not playing intense anymore. It's not that they're not playing intense anymore. It's just that they don't have enough energy to maintain that high level of press. So I made a mistake. It's not that Guardiola is actually second half of games when to protect leads, he takes off the pressure. It's just that they can't keep the pressure because they don't have enough depth and they have too many injuries. And also Rodri can't play fit for a whole match. What do you think of Folabi?
Yes, I quite agree with you. And it was even yesterday I heard that City is yet to score a second half goal. They seem to, lose some intensity in the second half, and their second half has been generally very poor.
Although they scored second half this time.
Yeah, this time around. Also, you look at the game against Tottenham, they conceded 2 goals, and that game ended up in a draw. So they've been having very, very tepid second half performances. And like you rightly mentioned, Rodri is just coming back and he's getting back to full fitness. So in the second half of that game, he got tired, really. Although he played very well, he showed some light passing, ability to dictate the tempo, collecting ball under pressure in tight spaces. He was very decent yesterday, but like you said, he got tired in the second half. And
I think we said
Liverpool
maybe we should play him with that other guy. Who's that other guy from Spain? The other one that's meant to replace him. There's sometimes
Nico Gonzalez. Nico Gonzalez.
They need to bring him, both of those guys as a double pivot, maybe.
That's what Guardiola should have done, because Bernardo Silva is not a CDM. He couldn't drop deep to add to the numbers in midfield, and Liverpool became more intense. So I feel he should have removed either Silva or maybe O'Reilly and brought on Gonzalez at least to give him some support.
And with the way that Turkey is playing, take Silva out then and bring in a defensive, a more defensive type player, and take Silva out. Turkey enough with the combination between Turkey and Haaland, they shouldn't have problems scoring. I mean, it's not ideal. Ideally, you want to have with Silva there as an attacking sort of midfielder, but for now, the midfield and the defense is their main worry, so they have to be more defensive setup and more possession based. What are your thoughts, Kunle?
Yeah, I mean, Man City did very well this weekend. And what they did was a psychological thump in the guts to Arsenal's chances, because they're now within 6 points. And also, Arsenal and Man City are still going to face each other before the end of the season. And looking at Man City and Arsenal and their run-ins, Arsenal have got a few tough games to play. Although, albeit that Tottenham haven't been that good, but all the London clubs, none of them have been easy to take down. And if they can drop points, I mean, 13 more teams to play in the Premier League, Arsenal have got. They've also got to go through the Champions League. And given the rate that players have been fit, I'm going to give this this caution that if Arsenal's defense stays fit, I think that they could actually do the double. They could actually win the Champions League and the Premier League if they manage to retain the strength in their defense and in their midfield. without injuries. I think they've got enough going forward to present them with options. Eze and
but let's get back to City though. This is not the Warif show. Let me stop. Yeah,
City
you're right.
have
But
done
here's the thing.
very well.
But here's the thing.
This is Guardiola's
let's talk about
last
Rodri. Rodri, first half of the game, he was actually the best player on the field for the first half. So he's getting back. Go ahead, Kunle. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of missed chances. Man City had a lot of chances in the first half. They blew Liverpool out of the park in the first half. And they almost had to pay for it because they showed some laxity in the second half. But they went on to win it in the second half, which actually meant that they were by far away the better team if you look at the two halves, and they deserve to win the game. Liverpool are crap this season. They're not the Liverpool of danger. I mean, now they're out of range of Man United and Chelsea for Champions League positions. City need to simply maintain their consistency. Rodri's fitness is important. It's good to have seen Diaz come back. I don't know whether Guardiola is going to come back before the end of the season for them. I think Doku is more of an important player to them than Foden. But City are doing. They just need to continue to present the chance. They've done it before. They've done loads of wins. They've won 8 games in a row before from this position to win the league before. So they can do it. Arsenal haven't done it ever. You have to go back to Arsene Wenger and for Arsenal to have any kind of conversation about winning titles, which is like 20 years plus ago. So Liverpool, so City have the experience of doing it all the time. And this team that Guardiola put up, I think that if Arsenal are not careful, this City team will catch them.
Yeah, it's going to be close. And like I said, it's too close for comfort, 6 points. And we know that Arsenal will still lose some of these points that they drop against teams like Aston Villa and certain teams they drop points against, which may come back to haunt them because we know that if City wins this thing, it's going to come down to the last day of the year. And we'll look back and see some games that Arsenal dropped points, which were critical. What do you think, Afolabi, before we head out? Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you. One problem I have is that Man City, they tend to rotate their players more than Arsenal. Arsenal is always tempted to use the same set of players. And now you have all of them playing in the Carling Cup, the FA Cup. Both of them are in the finals of the Carling Cup. There's the FA Cup, there's the Champions League. So they're going to be playing every three days. So I feel the Arsenal players are going to be stretched more because of Arteta's reluctance to rotate his team. So I feel this will be a factor. Then secondly, whenever Arsenal find it difficult to open up a defense, the next thing they try to do is to score from a corner kick. And the rest of the pack, they're beginning to study the way they play their corners, and they're more adept at defending against it. So somehow, sometimes Arsenal can be very, very, negative sometimes with their tactics. In terms of scoring goals, City still have the flair. They have the flair players to open up defenses. The only problem I see with City is that both Mamouche and Haaland are not playing on the same wavelength. There were some passes that went, awry yesterday. Mamouche didn't quite understand. Him and Semenyo didn't understand the kind of balls that Haaland likes. And both of them too were trying to score themselves. So that chemistry needs to be built. Ever since De Bruyne left, he's the only one that understands the true pass to Haaland that he can run onto. Yeah. But the likes of Mamouche and
Rodri was making some of those vertical passes yesterday in the first half.
Those vertical, they kept giving him the ball. The ball would tangle between his legs and then he loses possession. But De Bruyne would thread it into space and then he runs into it. So they still don't have that kind of pass.
So they need to have an attacking midfielder who can make through passes.
Who can make those kind of passes. So in my own opinion, I think Man City still, Arsenal are in pole position, but I think Man City still has a chance. But both of them have a lorry load of games to play before the end of the season. But Man City tends to rotate better than Arsenal. Once Arsenal starts to win, they want to keep the same set of players. I don't know why Arteta does that. He's always reluctant to bring off players from the bench.
Yeah. All right. Any last thoughts, Cooley, before we move on?
Yeah. I think that Arteta needs to make sure that his team stay focused on winning the league. And if they don't pick up any injuries, I think that they're home and dry. I actually think they're home and dry. It's just injuries now.
Yeah, and they need to get those defenders back. Stone and all these guys,
I think they're quite safe. I think the City are too vulnerable, too likely to drop points. Everyone has been dropping points. Everyone has been dropping points. No one has been consistent. Even Arsenal, that are at the top of the league, no one has run away with it. So I actually do believe that Arsenal just need to maintain the fitness of their players and see it through to the end. I don't think Arteta's doing anything wrong. He's getting the most he can out of the squad he's got.
Yeah, but I still think that Arteta is too conservative, and that's why he sometimes loses games where he runs into a team that can outthink him.
The problem with City is that once they get their centre backs fit, and Diaz is back anyway, just played yesterday. Once Vardiol is back, they've been using Kushinov and a new acquisition, McGahey.
Kushinov got injured.
Yeah, so once they have their centre backs that can fit, they will look solid. And then don't forget, Donnarumma is a big factor. That guy is a world-class goalkeeper. He saved them 3 points yesterday with some brilliant point-blank saves. That guy will save you points. So we shouldn't forget him too.
All right. Okay, so let's move on.